Welcome to Modern Goddess. Here we discuss everything mastering your mindset, wellness wisdom, upgrading your relationships so that you can unleash your divine goddess essence and live your authentic best self every single day. I'm your host, Cassie Aurora. Well, hello everyone. My voice is proper croaky, so I've basically decided that I'm a big advocate for rituals of pleasure. Rituals of pleasure being something that a lot of blue zones do all around the world. Blue zones are like where the population live a freakishly long time, and so one of the things they do is engage in a ritual of pleasure, and that can be anything. Mine is coffee. I have my morning coffee. I have an espresso machine. I love it so much. But I've noticed lately it's kind of making my voice sound like this. So I sound like sort of like Deirdre Barlow after chain smoking about 50 cigars. So I'm kind of like, maybe that ritual of pleasure is not for me anymore. But I probably have too many rituals of pleasure anyway. So yeah, I mean, if you like coffee, you can relate. It's not even the caffeine I'm addicted to, really. So I've got just, excuse the fact that I've got my brummy tones. Just pretend you're watching an episode of Peaky Blinders. And yeah, just bear with my croak. I'm actually sitting here with I'm having a really Neptunian Monday. So guys, if you don't really follow astrology, I'm going to give you a basic rundown of Neptune. Neptune dissolves all boundaries. It's like being out in the middle of the ocean on a boat with like a rowboat on your own, and there's fog all around. This is Neptune. And I've just literally got tarot cards all over the floor. I've had lots of people booking for treatments. I'm kind of trying to squeeze them all into my diary, and I'm booked up for about 3 weeks now. So people if you want readings before Christmas for astrology, because it's a really critical time in astrology, now is the time to book. 100%. Not because my life will descend into chaos after Christmas. It's just I know what it gets like, and so if you want it in before Christmas, I'll be working right up until the Christmas Eve. My birthday is Christmas Day, so I like to just take that week to myself. However, I'll probably do a few days of work. So those people wanting to book in for reiki healing and all those things, of course, I'll have space for you. Other things you need to know about, I've got a really exciting few guests coming up. I'm starting to get guests on the podcast, and the only reason I haven't done it is literally because I don't know how to technically do it over Skype, so I'm really limited, and I know that's really ridiculous. I definitely need to get on that. And I will. I'm having a really exciting guest for you that we're recording kind of this weekend, and he's going to tell you about some really cool events that are going on in the Midlands, but you guys should connect with him. He's seriously cool. So I basically connected with him because I went to one of his meditation workshops, but he's been on the journey. And he works with his friend, so his name is Alex. He works with his friend Cam, and they run massive plant-based, so vegan events, but they're around the Midlands. But they're okay, I've been to a lot of vegan events, and to be honest, I don't like them. I don't actually identify as vegan because I don't like to attach labels. I like to say I'm a conscious eater, because that insinuates I'm consciously thinking about what I put in my body and where it comes from and what the impact will have on myself and the environment and blah, blah, blah. So I like to say I'm a conscious eater. However, these vegan events, for me, it's the same thing, just loads of stalls, literally selling similar stuff. Too many people, and there was a vibe, a hustle and bustle, but sometimes as well, they were quite scaremongering and towards people that don't eat, aren't vegan yet, and they've got a problem with vegetarianism and stuff, and it's yeah. And I won't go down that path because I've got a lot of beef with the vegan industry, and I've had hate mail sent to my house Even though I am technically vegan, so whatever. But you know, if you're getting hate mail, then obviously you're following your path. No, I was getting hate mail essentially because I was going through a healing protocol, and at this time I had to eat some meat because I was living on spinach and walnuts. And how is someone supposed to heal in that way when they've got really inflamed gut? You know, I've healed a lot of my illness, not through Western medical approaches, and of course, like, you know, there's a time and a place for everything, and yeah, so I got hate mail about that. And a lot of other things where I was sticking up for people who were ill, and the vegan community were like bashing them down. And it's just like not okay. So anyway, sidetracking, they do vegan events, but theirs they have like live music, really cool vibes. They're doing the next one at the Lighthouse in Wolverhampton, so there's like a cinema there. It's a really cool venue. It's got like a courtyard. There's going to be a soul and funk DJ. There is an after party. There's really cool stands and stalls. I'm doing a doTERRA essential oils stall there, so I'll be sharing loads of lovely doTERRA with my lovely friend Anna, who will be on the podcast soon. She's a nurse in paediatric intensive care, and she's just incredible, and like me is a little science geek. So we'll be sharing those there, but just come and say hi, and like if you want to meet me and you want to connect, like I would love to connect with as many people at that event as possible. There are some incredible therapists I know going with stalls. There's really good food stalls. There's a vintage stall, so if you're into vintage clothing, get your butts down there. And little surprise, I will be singing. So those of you that don't know, I'm trained in musical theatre, but my music, I really lost it. If you never listened to the podcast about my story, like my past, I lost my music. It was like my one love, and I really lost that when my mum died, because I was in a pretty terrible way, and I disconnected from everything that gave me joy and pleasure. And so now I'm kind of back doing it. I've actually found a new guitarist, because I was in a position where sadly I went through a breakup, and my partner was my guitarist, and for me it just wasn't right to continue in that capacity. So I found an amazing new guitarist, Danny, and he used to come to my yoga, and we've got a cool little sound. We have a set list that we're playing there. We're playing, I think, in the afternoon, so let me know if you want to come and I'll send you times. But the other musicians are really, really, really good. I will be getting the flute out. Of course, you can expect an eclectic mix from Wham to Babe Heaven, Friday Sky. We're going to go there and create some really cool spacey out sounds. Some classic like Eva Cassidy, that sits really well in my voice. I mean, you won't think it listening to me this morning, but it does. I won't spoil it too much. Some Steel Drivers, some Dolly Parton. It's all in the mix. So guys, we're going to give it you good. So please come along, make yourself known, and just check out Buddha Bros. They're on Instagram, very easy. You just search at Buddha Bros. And they're doing a competition this week where you can literally win like free tickets for their event. It is a really cool family event. I know loads of people are bringing their children. And oh yes, and dress up. So I'm dressing up as an angel. I know the irony, right? I've got giant angel. I've got this angel outfit that I had for ages. So I'm going to wear like my gold boots and my I've got this white angel dress with like gold trimmings, and I've got these ginormous angel wings, and I'm definitely going to have the high sassy pony in there. Those of you that have met me in person know that there's two moments when you know I'm up for a good time, and it's when the sequin shorts come out. Everyone knows about my sequin shorts, which they look awesome, and they're so flattering. They're from Elsie and Fred, and they're just, oh my god, they're lush. I actually have lost so much weight that I've had to buy new ones. So if anyone wants my old ones, you can have them. They're doing my edit and I can't get rid of them. I put them on Facebook Marketplace, and I literally have got loads of like random men trying to connect with me because they've seen a picture of me in the shorts, and I'm like, this is not cool. So I really want to take them down, and I can't use eBay just because my PayPal's trashed. Anyway, long story short, if you want them, let me know. But otherwise, yeah, I am selling my sequin shorts. And then the other time when people know I'm serious about having a really good time is because I've got obviously my cute little bob, and I love my bob. But there's occasions where the bob needs to be upgraded, and I put it in like this high pony, and I've got this really nice, it's a very like really high quality like hairpiece. It's really cool, and it gives me like this long auburn pony and like ponytail, and it's slicked back, and like I mean business. So you're going to get to see me as an angel, and the irony of that is hilarious in itself. But yeah, guys, dress up because there's a prize for best dressed, and it's hard with Christmas because it's a theme. And I was like, I can either go as a turkey because I have that costume, but then I remembered it's a vegan event, and if I go as a turkey, I might end up with like nails like stabbed into me. So I'm obviously not going to go as a turkey. So it's between a turkey, buying an elf costume, which is hella generic, or going for like I am the angel of Christmas. And of course, I've got to make a statement because it's just my way. So come and dress up and enjoy yourselves, and come and get some essential oils from me. I will be selling lots of lovely little gifts. Come and see Buddha Bros. They're doing so many cool events. They are the ones to watch. Come and see awesome musicians, and yeah, so that kind of plug is done. And they are not sponsoring me for this. I'm literally just letting you know about what's going on. The last thing I want to talk about is my Reiki 1 course. Please remember, Reiki 1 is for those who have had Reiki. Well, you don't have to have had Reiki, but those that are feeling called to have the Reiki power, like their initiation in it, so that they can heal themselves. You can actually use it on your pets and your loved ones, but it's not like to charge for treatments. However, I'm offering it quite a low price, and I would love you to join me. Reiki was incredible in my healing journey. It really did change my life. So, please let me know if you're interested. Okay. Let's talk about this week. I really hope you get this on the day it lands, because this week is for me, it's the most incredible week in astrology of the year. Other people may disagree, but for me, it's one of the nicest energies I think we've had in a while, because, guys, it's been a tough year. And remember, astrology is not isolated events. It's like everything is happening in cycles. And unfortunately, the biggest cycle that's happening now is this Pluto South Node Saturn in Capricorn energy. The Pluto-Saturn conjunction is exact in January 2020. That's when we'll see a lot of big world events happen. This actually only happens 3 times in a century. And it's like we had the financial crisis of the Wall Street crash. We've had it with the rise of kind of Hitler, 9/11. These are points where this has happened. So we can expect some sort of big event. And I don't mean to scaremonger. It can actually be like, in Capricorn, it's all about the underbelly and the underworld of authority and power and things and karma coming round and being cleared. I mean, in the UK, we've got Brexit going on. This is like really huge. But in the world, you can actually see Uranus in Taurus, which is causing all these fires, floods. We're seeing really crazy weather patterns. And this is actually trining this strong karmic energy and this unfolding of all the existing structures around patriarchy. And it really is this feeling that, I'm not going to go back into this because I've done so many podcasts on it, but everything we know is really being turned on its head because it has to. And for every person, this is happening some area in their life. I have friends, it's happening in their house of home and family, and they have literally in the last 2-3 years had a total restructure of their family through sudden loss and sudden change. For me, it's happened in my second house of finance, self-worth, how I sustain myself, how I feed myself. And it's been huge. You know, people that met me 2 years ago and haven't met me since, they won't recognise me. Hell, even like 6 months ago or something. For me, it's been a real big purging in everything about my value system and how I sustain myself financially. I've had to come away from all conventional ways of earning money because it's not my path. And honestly, like, I am so well, but it came with a real Uranus is actually my 6th house, a health crisis, where I literally thought I was going to die in April. It was really bad. I didn't tell many people about it at the time. It was a really dark time, and I'm still really recovering in a sense of trying to start to pick up the pace now from that. It's been huge for a lot of people in their lives, and everyone's getting it somewhere. So I just really want to hone in on, if you feel like big things are changing and you can't get a handle on it, or you're not sure what the lesson is, or you're feeling lost, astrology is a great thing to book in for, because everyone just feels so much more relief when they get a reading. And especially because we have the Neptune in Pisces. It's been there for a long time, but this is really being brought to light for a lot of my generation, because it's starting to aspect and trine. It's going to start to sextile a lot of those natal planets for people. So I just want to put out there that my generation, this is quite a big time. And astrology readings are really helpful. The outer planets, you know, they do have weight. Different astrologers say they don't. I believe they do. Generationally and on a world scale, 100% yes. Anyway, it's actually been a really strange time. I think the last sort of 2 months, it's been a nice energy in ways, but as I really felt Mars in Libra, like I felt it like Mars is like forward moving, masculine, creativity, drive, and sexual energy. I like Mars as an energy. It is war, and unchecked it can be a bit mental. But in the right places and well aspected in your chart, it can be great. And actually a Mars that we've worked on can be really great. But in Libra, I mean, I've got a friend, I actually know someone with Mars in Libra in their first house. And for him, it works really well. But for me, when Mars was in Libra, I literally felt it was just a weird energy, and it was strange for me, and it felt like, plus we've had Mercury retrograding, so we've had this energy which has sort of been very much about introspection, death of old relationships, very much about going backwards to resolve and heal and let go of old wounds in order to move forward. And it's been really different for a lot of people in different areas. This is me being really generic. If you want to know more about that, of course, you can go back. But please remember, this is now a forward moving energy, and our karmic blessings are coming. January, our karma's coming. It may not come in the form of blessing if we haven't been doing the work that we have been asked to do. So if we haven't, and you go back and listen to my older podcasts on that if you want to know more. But this is me like going a little bit fast on it. So anyway, this week it's a really, really great week. We have Mars entering Scorpio, its home sign, and I am so happy because Mars in Scorpio is really powerful, and it knows where to go. It's about truth, honesty, moving forward. It's penetrating. It doesn't miss detail. It's direct. It actually really gives a lot of people boost in their sex life, especially for me because it's in my 12th house, and I'm really excited to get that energy because Mars in Libra it always douses my sexual fire. I don't know why. So I'm really excited for that energy. And yeah, we definitely, like Mars in Scorpio is a lot of surgeons have this placement. So you can see it's like getting to the roots. It's dealing with like the root cause of things. It's precision. It's absolute truth and realness. A surgeon can't be in denial about what's going on in the body. It's like got a razor sharp focus. And so this is really the Mars in Scorpio energy, and it helps us to really move forward with anything we've been sort of, especially with Mercury retrograde and this like Libra Mars energy, anything that's been holding us back, or we've been in a place of introspection mentally, in order to start really going after our karma and going after our soul mission and what those things are. So that's really big for a lot of people, and I think we're going to feel it. We have to be mindful that it is going to oppose Uranus at some point in Taurus, and that is quite a volatile energy. I think that might be happening this week. I can't remember. Expect the unexpected. Really depends where it is in your chart. Uranus, remember, is sudden change. So we do need to be a bit more careful of like accidents at this time. I'm not meaning to scare you, but just take care. When something is aspecting Uranus, it is that sudden insight, downloads, epiphanies in the unconscious, but you have to be careful because if we act sometimes too much on that without, thinking, we can be in trouble. But with Mars in Scorpio, there'll be an ability to see the depth of something before it all goes sort of pear-shaped. And this is, like I say, happening for everyone somewhere in their chart. So please don't, astrology is so personal. These energies are very gentle for many, and for others they'll be huge. Especially if you say I've got a natal Mars in Taurus, if you've got natal Mars in Scorpio, you're going to feel it. And if you're having your solar return this week, so if it's anyone's birthday this week between the 18th to say like 27th of November, wow, what a week. It's particularly 23rd, 24th. If that's your birthday, lucky you. What a solar return. I'm jealous. My solar return has a bloody eclipse on the sun, a solar eclipse, which is related to loss. And it's in my second house, conjunct my sun, which is related to the father. You heard it first, just related to finance, how I shine. So maybe I'll be bankrupt on Boxing Day, who knows. My birthday's Christmas Day, by the way, guys, and we have the solar eclipse on Boxing Day, so the 26th of December. I'm not going to talk about that yet because, I'm not a scaremonger or astrologer, but I'm not even going to share the stories I know about solar eclipse because, they do not fill me with any degree of hope. So, like last year I know other stories. My personal story last year on the solar eclipse, I thought I was going to get some kind of like windfall of money. It was when I was a bit of a joyful astrologer, and actually the opposite happened. I was mugged while I was teaching yoga. Someone broke into the studio, robbed £300 of cash, £400 of oils, my electronics. It was about like £1.5 grand worth of stuff. I don't even remember. It was awful. And there was me thinking it was going to be bloody great, and it just wasn't. It was horrendous, and I never got any of it back. I was fuming. So anyway, yeah, there you go. So guys, it happens. And yeah, let's come back to this week. So this is what all the astrologers are talking about, and I'm going there. Like, I'm joining the bandwagon, because if you don't follow other astrologers, you follow me, then great, you're going to hear it. So The centre of our galaxy is called the galactic centre. It's a black hole, and our galaxy actually spirals out of it. It comes out of it in like a spiral shape. And the actual centre of our galaxy is 27,000 light years away from us. Okay, so it's far. However, actual radio waves are recorded in the middle of the 19th century. I can't remember when they have actually recorded like radio waves from here, so we feel its impact here. It's said to be the cosmic center of the galaxy, both where birth and death and rebirth happen. So where space dust flies out of, it's the creative and cosmic womb of our galaxy. It's actually situated at 27 to 28 degrees of Sagittarius, and essentially, you know, if you've got any planets around here, then great, and any cusps around here, great for you. I think I might have my second house cusp here, probably why I feel like my financial situation has always been through a death and rebirth until I actually karmically dealt with it, who knows. But if you've got cusps and planets around this point, it's a really hot point for you. Now, Jupiter is the great benefic, they say. Benefic being, it brings goodness. It brings our good karma. Yeah. Now, I'm going to be really honest, like it's our blessed karma, but Jupiter is, you know, it gets like this big, nice image, and it is a nice planet. Jupiter is a nice planet, but it's actually would have been a second star to the sun. It's huge. Its energy is magnificent, and a storm on Jupiter can be 5 times the size of Earth. This planet is great, and it has storms. So, you know, don't Mickey Mouse it. It's a guru. And not all gurus are nice. Think of Rafiki. He hit Simba with the stick. It doesn't matter, it's in the past. It's like a blessing in disguise. So, like, you know, this is me being really short around what these planets mean. So, really, hopefully you can take something from this. But wherever Jupiter travels, it's actually taking 12 years to travel around the zodiac. So once in every 12 years, Jupiter hits this point in Sagittarius of the galactic center. So if you're getting Jupiter hit any natal planets now, it's huge. I've got planets at 0 degrees Capricorn, Sun, Mercury. If you've got things, I would give it a good 5-degree orb. So if you've got planets within that 5 degrees, and perhaps if you've got Jupiter at 28, 27 degrees of any of the fire signs, you may notice this, or any planets 28, 27 degrees of fire signs, particularly notice this. Like Aries or Leo. Anyway, it's a huge, huge, huge energy. And now it's rare enough it's coming into this galactic center point because it's wisdom and downloads. It's actually also conjunct with Venus, and it's with a Venus which is sort of off balance. Off balance just meaning, I'll keep it really simple, Venus is sort of out of the domain of the sun, which means it's more powerful and more wild and exuberant. It's kind of like, imagine the sun is the father and Venus is the daughter that, you know, wants to be beautiful and go out and have a good time. And if the father's not looking, she will get away with more. This is like the Venus energy out of balance or out of bounds of the sun. And it's actually conjunct Jupiter. There is a real strong energy here for everyone happening at some area of their life. Yes, it can bring material gains, especially at the end of Jupiter's reign in Sagittarius, the final gift. It can be blessed karma, good karma from past lives which we are being gifted with. We can get massive magical downloads because it's actually trining Uranus. Sudden epiphanies, change. It's a prophetic energy. It's huge, and it comes I'm getting it coming through the crown chakra down into the body. And if you're open to this energy, so by hearing this podcast now, you're opening yourself to this energy that's going to come in, and it's going to flood in through the crown chakra. And it may be new things that are so important for you to move forward with your soul purpose. It can be actual real life gifts. I'm making sure I'm going out on a date this weekend. Like, I'm going because this energy, if you've got any current Jupiter aspects happening in your chart, if you've got any Jupiter or Venus transits happening, imagine this energy amplified tenfold. This is huge. If you're having your solar return, holy moly, huge. I can't help but get excited about it because I'm feeling the energy of this coming as a breath of fresh air in all of this really deep, dark, scorpionic energy. And it's here with Mars in Scorpio. So we get the download, we get the wisdom, we get this insight of harmonious, beautiful energy, what we need to move forward, blessed karma. And then Mars in Scorpio says here, move it forward. I'm thinking that with the Uranus trine, it can come in the form of a sudden meeting. I'm getting people suddenly coming into connection with people that are divine for their path, people that have let go of old relationships and really had a hard time of letting go and purging the last 18 months to a year. They're suddenly getting the goodness coming. The energy now is coming in to fill that vacuum, that void that you have created. I'm getting people, it's a really powerful energy, and I can't say how it will play out because Uranus is in the mix, but I just think be open to this energy, and whatever's supposed to come in this weekend of the 23rd, 24th, even to the 25th and 26th of November, it's playing out strongly, and you can feel it maybe from the beginning of this week to the end of this week. And there's this thing about Venus being out of the domain of the sun. It's because it comes out of parallel and in parallel. I won't get too much into it because I could say a lot more and I don't want to throw many of you off, but there's this real feeling of like being in your excellence regardless of what you've been taught to believe you should be like. I have a feeling a lot of women, especially Venus rules women, will start to literally come into their excellence and show their beauty in ways that are authentic to them, because with Mars in Scorpio, there's no room for inauthenticity anymore. There's a real a moving forward with how you actually are and who you actually are authentically, and not being ashamed of that. And that in itself is a great gift, and it brings you into a vibrational alignment with actually who you are in your authenticity. And then that brings the gifts, the Jupiterian gifts of good karma. It actually, yes, we can't control everything happening in the universe, but it certainly aligns us to a very different experience. I have this saying, if you think you're worth nothing, then you experience and attract in those exact same things that reaffirm that belief. And I won't go too much into vibrational stuff, but, I'm a big advocate of that with all the clients I work with, that what is it, that dialogue we're saying to ourselves? What do we believe about our worth and ourselves? And actually, how is that then being mirrored back to us in our relationships, in the work that we do that's below what we don't earn enough money. And it's like, if you don't earn enough money, whose fault is that? If you have a job that you really hate, I used to do this, I used to overwork, I used to complain about the hours I worked, but it's like, whose fault is that? At the end of the day, we can start to choose different when we choose to believe different about our worth. It's not that easy. There's a lot of beliefs that we accrue, unconscious, self-sabotage, that need to be integrated. But I'm saying it on a surface level that, I was in a situation yesterday where I was doing some work for a corporate client. I met two of the people that worked there, and their energy was on the floor, and they were just they were working in well-being and health, and they knew nothing about rest and sleep. And they were like, oh, I'm working tomorrow 5 a.m. till 6 p.m. and I really don't want to. And their energy was like, I felt so bad for them, because I was like, how can you not see this is your choice? But I was there and I thought I didn't have that choice. And a lot of the time, with our own self-sabotaging belief systems based on our parenting and authority and what society tells us, which is Pluto, Saturn, Capricorn, and our limitations, Pluto, Saturn, Capricorn, that we place on ourselves, we actually have the choice now to purge them and step into magnificence. It's our choice. And so we still have time, guys. Don't hold on to fear. Don't hold on to the stuff that doesn't serve you if it doesn't make sense for you. You know, I don't want that for you. It's like, you deserve more. You deserve more. Okay, so I'll get off my soapbox. I get passionate about this stuff because I want you to have an awesome life, guys. I want you to have a beautiful time. And if you feel stuck, contact me. This is what I do for a living. Like, this is what my mission is, to help people all live in joy and acceptance of who they are and authenticity. What can be better than that? You know, I want to help you. So reach out if you want to work with me, you know, it'd be my pleasure. If you have, on a side note, pardon me, if you have any planets happening, or placements happening, or cusps happening at 4 degrees in your chart, this is a real hot spot. All the new moons are happening in up until even new moon in Pisces at 4 degrees. So I want you to take note of that. If you have personal planets at 4 degrees anywhere, that's important. And you might want to book a reading or go and investigate more. At the moment, we've also got Ceres. This is an astrology. It's actually an astrology. It's an asteroid, and it's at 0 degrees of Capricorn. This 0 degrees Capricorn is a very critical point because it aspects critical parts of the chart. 0 degrees Libra, 0 degrees Cancer, 0 degrees Aries. I'm not going to go too much into that, but if you do have any planets at 0 degrees, if you're interested in knowing more about that, we can really get an influx of positive energy there. And it's a great time to launch new things if that is for you. I've always noticed that Ceres brings lots of financial gifts and a real gift of health. This is what a lot of people who have cusps there are getting a real relief in health at the moment. So anyway, I've kind of gone on about a lot about this week. We have the new moon approaching. I'll do more on that, but I just wanted to fill you in. Guys, it's a huge week. Make the most of it. Plan beautiful times. I must reiterate, astrology is personal. And you know, this can be playing out very differently for lots of people. So if you want me to look at your personal astrology, you can ask me to do that. I use lots of different techniques. People have been having readings this week and just really happy and pleased. And it's been an absolute pleasure to read for them. Also tarot. I had a few tarot readings this week. Definitely of a different nature. But the free November readings are up on my website. You literally go to my website, cassieaurora.com. and go on free tarot readings, and they're there. I'm definitely going to do a few more this week. I will start December's readings at the end of November, just so you know. And yeah, astrology readings wise, booking now. I'm actually doing a special discount of 15% off my services just this week only, to celebrate the Galactic Center and Jupiter-Venus conjunction. And you literally use the code Galactic at checkout,
So go to my website, cassieaurora.com, click on services. This is where you can see all my astrology readings. And if so, any of the readings you can ask me to focus on a certain thing. I just want to reiterate that. Because of my time, they're all pre-recorded. If you want them in person, that costs more because of the time, being that we have to arrange a time, and that kind of is more difficult. So you can use the code Galactic, which is Galactic in capital letters, GALACTIC, at checkout, and that's how you can get money off to celebrate this lovely conjunction. Yay! So use it, guys, or lose it. And it will be my pleasure to read for you. So I hope you have an amazing week. Please check out me, or let me know how you found this episode. Please like, follow, share, subscribe, and please share this with anyone you think will enjoy it. Comment and connect with me on Instagram. I really love to hear from people, because that helps me continue to do this work. If you do book a service, obviously that really helps. Otherwise, the content will have to, I won't have enough time to do the content because I have to source other work. So I really do want to have and share as much as I can with you to help you in any way that feels good. So we have also Buddha Bros. Check them out on Instagram at Buddha Bros. I would love to meet some of you on the 14th of December. I would love to have some of you on my Reiki 1 training. I'm so excited for that. So please, guys, Reiki 1, 1st of Feb. You are welcome to join me. Astrology, book it in, use the discount code while it's hot. Otherwise, enjoy this week. Be open to the downloads. Let me know what comes through for you. I am super, super excited. So in the meantime, that's me, over and out. Check me out at cassieaurora.com, my Instagram at cassieauracoaching. See you later. Bye.